Happy Sunday, movers. Welcome back to an all-new Coco Renee's Motivation Movement. I'm sorry if I'm a little too orange. I'm in the car. My kids was out practicing and shooting hoops, and all of a sudden it just started raining and it got so dark. It was like beautiful and sunny, like literally was just, not too sunny, but the sun was shining a little bit, and then all of a sudden it just dimmed down. Within like minutes, it dimmed down. So I'm like, okay, I gotta be orange today, because my, car lights. But anyways, welcome to a Sunday Motivation Movement. It is a special edition because I missed you guys on Friday. So because I missed you guys Friday, I thought, you know what, I'm going to do this, just so that you guys know, like, I love y'all and I have not forgot about y'all. I just sometimes get a little caught up in what I'm doing. And I know on Friday I have recorded and I didn't get a chance to upload it. I had started rushing as soon as I recorded it to leave. My husband had some plans for us, so I'm like, okay, let me hurry up and I'll get it uploaded. And got all the way to my destination, was like, oh my goodness, I forgot to upload the video. And if I upload it too late, then because I was going to upload it like midnight, I was like, okay, it's going to say Friday, and y'all know I'm funny like that. Like, no, it's okay. I'm gonna just do it the right way and make sure it's nice and fresh, and maybe, it's a different word that God will bring me for today versus Friday. But I want to share with you guys a couple things. So before I get into the motivation movement, make sure you guys are following and liking and sharing at Official Coco Renee on the Midnight Bosses Entertainment channel, as well as the Official Coco Renee channel, and that is on YouTube. You guys can hit me up on Instagram, Facebook as well. And I have a podcast, so check out the podcast. You guys can download Castbox app, and you guys just look for the Fourth Quarter Talk podcast, and you guys will see the Midday Boss Show. You guys will see Coco Renee's Motivation Movement. You guys will see Let's Talk About a segment, a couple of other little things on my podcast. And on Saturdays, you guys can listen to me live and direct on the Midday Boss Show. Midday Boss Show airs every Saturday on the TuneIn app, Rise Radio, the global station. So definitely check it out. Make sure you guys are downloading TuneIn app and then looking for Rise Radio. You guys also can follow us on the Instagram page and the Facebook page at Rise Radio as well, and Midday Boss Show. Okay, so now that we have all of our stuff plugged, let me get myself comfortable. So I just wanted to share with you guys a couple of things that I felt was motivational. I got to get myself comfortable though, because when you're sitting around, sometimes things just don't be comfortable. So don't think I'm like being unorthodox. Sorry, y'all. I have to make sure if I'm gonna sit here and be talking that we on the same page. And I'm not one that's gonna be like, oh, let me act all like this. No, we're gonna just keep it A100. So a couple weeks ago, I had a little situation where I'm going to admit this to you guys because it was bad judgment on my part. First time I ever did this. So, things happen. Underestimated myself, my circumstance. So, I had ran out of gas 2 weeks ago, right? Now, let me tell y'all the story, the backstory. The backstory was I came home late like the night before from an event or whatever, and I didn't feel like going to the gas station, knowing that I should have went. But when you're getting home a little later, you're tired, you just want to go home, you have just enough gas to get home and enough to get straight to the gas station next day. And I've never let it get so low. So I was like, I'll be okay. It's enough for me to get to the gas station in the morning. I don't want to be at the gas station in the evening by myself as a woman. So I ended up just leaving it as is. The next morning, my daughter was like, Mom, I have to go to my basketball game. I have a tournament. And I was like, oh, shoot. So I had just enough in there, which I was like, okay, I can get her to her destination and then go straight to the gas station right after. That way she's not late. Stupid me. I drop her off, and then I get like 2 blocks to the gas station, y'all. I can see the gas station right there. And then the car stops. And I was so upset because in this moment, like just in this moment with myself personally, I was frustrated because I knew I should have went and got gas to begin with, but I didn't follow my first mind. I didn't follow my intuition. I wasn't thinking with my brain. I was so busy thinking, you have time. Okay. It was a valuable lesson though, because God had to also sit me still to let me know, like, when I give you direction to do something, you need to follow the direction and listen. And you're not listening. You're not listening. And this is why I know that God was giving me that lesson, because there were some things that I was not, involving God in like I normally would. I wasn't praying on, I wasn't taking to him. And so I was like already frustrated like the couple of days before. And I honestly feel like God had to sit me down and like make me redirect my energy. So the gas situation was something he used, because he could have let me get to the gas station. I was like literally 2 blocks away. Okay. But not only did my car stop when I had to move it, like to make sure it wasn't in the street, when I had got it off of the street and had parked it, it was parked right in front of a church. At the moment when all this was going on, I didn't realize it was a church there. But once my car was, set in its place and I was waiting for AAA to come, because, I was in a dress, honey. I was like, I'm not about to be walking these 2 long blocks. I mean, they were long blocks. It was like a nice 15-20 minute walk. I was like, I'm not about to be walking 15-20 minutes in no dress and in no little sliding shoes, with gas cans. So I'm not bougie like that. But when I got on, a dressy outfit and stuff, I just was like, no, she ain't doing all that today. So I ended up calling AAA. But while I was sitting there waiting for AAA, I happened to look up and I seen this digital sign. And that's when I realized, oh my goodness, this is a church, because the wording on the sign. It didn't look like a church. It was a nice building. It looked like a office building. You know what I mean? It looked really nice. But then once I start really looking at it, I realized, oh, there goes a cross. Okay, there goes a sign. And then I put it together. Oh, this is a church. Okay, this is an interesting looking church. Very nice and modern. And so the sign said, God loves you, God will protect you, God is here for you. It said all these different, things on the sign. And in that very moment, it was just like, Lord, you're really trying to get my attention, aren't you? Because not only did I stop, I never run out of gas. I've never, had to like go through all this. But then I happened to stop right in front of a church. And then the church, they got all these signs that's saying all these different things. You trying to grasp my attention, aren't you? You trying to tell me something, Lord. But I honestly feel like God was just like, you need to slow down. You're doing too much. You're moving too fast. You're not putting me, in the midst of things so that I can be there to help you and guide you. You're trying to do too much, and you're trying to do things at your own pace, how you want to do it, but you're not doing it in the way that I'm showing you and I'm teaching you. You're doing it the way you want to do it, and that's why it's not successful. That's what I took from it, because when you know that there's things already going on in your life, you have to look back and you have to look at the whole entire picture. You have to look at the whole entire situation, the whole scenario. And I had to look at the whole overall picture and all the events that have been taking place within those couple of weeks for me to realize, oh yeah, the Lord is talking to me. He's talking to me. He's telling me the way that I'm operating and doing things is not the way that he wants me to do them. And because I'm not doing it to his liking, I have an issue here. And so it was just just that self-check and self-awareness moment. Okay, Lord, I hear you. I see you loud and clear. And I'm just going to take my time and reevaluate things. And when you tell me to do something the first time, let me start actually listening and following instructions and doing it, because that's the problem now. Sometimes we go off on the beat of our own drum, like the little drummer boy around here. And it ain't the drum that God is beating. It's our own drum. And a lot of times that's the issue, is ourselves. We put our foot in front of us. We trip ourselves. And I've tripped myself because I did not do what I should have done. He gave me the intuition. He told me what to do. And I decided I was going to do it my way. The moral of the story is, when God is speaking to us and he is telling us to follow a certain way, a certain path, a certain guideline, just doing things a certain way, it's not because he's trying to make things harder for us. It's not because he wants to inconvenience us. He's getting us prepped and he's getting us situated, because he knows that the process that we're about to face, if we don't do it the way he's telling us, It could take us down a longer path, a longer process. It could take us down a string of events that we don't need to go through. It's not necessary to go through. He's trying to avoid and prevent us from having to go through that. He was trying to prep me the night before. Hey, you could have had gas in your car. You would have got your daughter to her destination. You could have made it to your destination. And then you had to cancel your plans because you had to wait for AAA to come. You know, your plans was basically, you were late. You didn't even get a chance to make it to your destination because of all the stuff that took place. And then when it was all said and done, you were so frustrated afterwards that you didn't even want to go. But had you just did everything the way I told you to the night before, then a lot of this could have been avoided and you would have been good. It was a learned lesson. It was just a learned lesson to follow and listen to what he tells you when he tells you. And stop doing it the way you want to do it. Isn't that the problem in life now? Everybody does things the way they want to do it. They don't want to do it the way, like God's way. This is life. This is what we all face and why we go through challenges, because we are always trying to do things the way we want it. And it doesn't always work out that way. So that was the story I wanted to leave you guys with is, start to make sure that you take time to incorporate God 100%. I know sometimes we feel like we can do it on our own, but we are not built to do it on our own. God did not leave us here on this earth to do it on our own. He is here with us presently to help us and guide us and direct us throughout it all. And we can't just leave him out because we feel like we can do it on our own. So just a little word to the wise. As D.L. Hughley says, a little section from the GED. What do you say? A little page from the GED section? That part. So, that part. All right, y'all. I gotta go. I hope you guys have a happy, blessed Sunday. And until next time, movers. Toodles. What it do, movers? It's your girl, Coco Renee. Don't forget, the Coco Renee's Motivation Movement Daily Affirmation will now be airing on the Fourth Quarter Talk podcast on CastBox. Download that app right now and check it out. When I touch down, they celebrating. I keep my energy calibrated. Only show up so they know I made it. All my diamonds are late.